All right, so it's the same day, same shirt, different hat. I didn't want to trigger, you know, the GM guys or the Ram guys. I used to own a Ram, love the Cummins platform, hate their transmissions with a passion, by the way. The Ford does, the diesel platform does it for me. I like them, but I got a ton of friends that have Duramaxes, ton of friends that have Cummins. I like them all. But anyway, I switched to a John Deere hat. This is the hat I got when I got my 345 years ago. I figured I'd wear that today, switch it up. So anyway, I hinted before that we had a project coming up, and a lot of people are going to be like, man, you're crazy. A lot of people are going to be like, wow. Let me tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. On my 758, which had the same Yanmar engine, essentially the same blower. I mean, it's a quick hitch 54-inch blower I had on the 758 as well as what's on this guy. It had plenty of power most of the time, but there is some times that you'd bog down the blower when it's really heavy snow, really deep snow, sometimes cutting the grass. I mean, that 54-inch deck, you're running the power flow, you'd run into issues at times. That's my heater coming in. A lot of really good YouTubers would pause. I'm not. I'm just going to kill mine real quick. So I'll talk to you while I'm trying to do that. Anyway, so here's my thought process. I'm a little concerned with power on this guy because this is a lot heavier tractor. So I'm thinking I need a little bit more power to keep things going. So I did some research and saw a couple of videos with Tractor Time with Tim and Hydros Plus and reached out to Kevin. I don't know Kevin or anything. It's not like, you know, we're pals or anything like that. But I've watched a lot of videos and seen kind of how he handles himself and how he runs his business. And he just seems like a guy I want to do business with. He doesn't seem like a jerk at all. He's not. He's pretty humble. He's just a kind of a guy like me, if you will. And so I reached out to him to see if he'd have a problem with me installing his turbo kit on my 2025R. And told him I had a small YouTube channel and I'd probably be mentioning his product that I was going to put it on. And good, bad, or indifferent, kind of give my thoughts on it. So this is obviously not something that's going to be settled today, if you will. I'm hoping that I unbox it. I wanted to show you that and kind of show you what goes on with the install. But to be honest, I'll link to Kevin's install video. The guy did a phenomenal job, not only on the kit, but on the install video to make this a pretty bolt-on, simple kit to do. The only difference in his kit that I'm going to vary is basically I'm not rerouting the crankcase venting into the air intake. I know he's doing that, or why he's doing that. That is for emissions and trying to keep everything as sanitary as possible. I'm running mine into a catch can. It's not going back into the combustion chamber. That's just, it's my tractor, my thoughts. I don't want that crap going back in there. And but I also don't want to just vent it out to the atmosphere and essentially blow that oil out on the ground. I don't want to do that either. So I got myself a catch can and we'll install that on the tractor and I'll show you that when we get to it. So without further ado, we're going to show you kind of what we've got going on with this unboxing. We've got that here. Full disclosure, my wife opened this briefly. She didn't know what it was, but we'll get this taken care of. Haven't opened it beyond this point because she opened it, got to here and was like, yeah, I don't know what this is. and just kind of set it off to the side. So hey, cool stickers. That's cool. These are not just normal stickers. This is like a 3D sticker, high quality decal. Nice stuff. Not sure what this is. Okay, so this is his, what I'm going to call packing list. Shows everything that he has included in here. And this is hand done, meaning it's hand check marked out, which has given me, at this point, a nice, nice feeling that this is actually getting put together by a person, and hopefully everything's here. So we'll get rid of this paper. Throw that off to the side for now. All right, so here's our muffler, or our downpipe, if you will. Pretty nice. I am planning on cleaning up. Well, I'm going to do the full install, and then I'm going to remove the unpainted stuff, and I've got some high heat paint that I'm going to take care of. I would say the weld quality, it leaves a little bit to be desired on this. We might need to grind that down a little bit and re-TIG that, but if it's not leaking, we'll probably leave it go. This weld up here looks a little better. I got a little bit of a, looks like a void there, but it's a tractor, man. If she's blowing clean and not, you know, having a bunch of leaks, I'm going to be happy with that. So that's this guy. Put this off to the side here. We've got some hoses here, good quality stuff. All right, we got some V-band clamps here. Looks like 3 V-bands here. Good. Actually, take those out of the bag. At some point we'll need those later. All right, we've got a bag of hardware. We're going to leave this intact for when we get to it, but this has got, looks like some hardware, looks like the oil, oil feed and drain location caps. We'll keep those off to the side. This piece here, fully welded on the inside, fully welded on the outside. It looks like this V-band was not fully welded on the outside. I don't know if that was intentional or what. Again, if it's not leaking, we'll be fine with it. We're not building a drag car here. Welding on this one looks a lot better. Looks pretty complete. Good deal. This one, interestingly enough, I didn't catch it on the last one, but this one does too. They both have a date of June 8th, 2024 stamped on there. Not sure if you guys can see that or not, but pretty cool. Inside of the filter. Very nice. Got some more clamps for the silicone tubes. Here's our riser. Here's our turbo flange. Another silicone tube here. Guess we can open up that later. And the heart of this unit is our turbo. There's our impeller. Tiniest, cutest little turbo I've ever seen. Unbelievable. For those that don't know, this is the exhaust side here. Believe it or not, it all kind of starts there. You need that to spin. This is the impeller side. This is the part making the boost going to the engine. He's got his little logo on here, Hydros Plus. I mean, wastegate over here, not a whole lot to say on this. I mean, this kind of turbo is not like what's on, you know, a high power turbo, if you will, creating a lot of boost. I mean, this is going to, you know, under normal wear or normal operation, you might see, you know, 1 or 2 pounds of boost at most. You get this thing going, I'm anticipating you might see, you know, 4 to 6, and if you're really chugging along, you might see 8 to 10 pounds at most. I mean, not that I'm an expert in this, but based on what I've seen others talk about, I'm thinking that's what we're gonna see. So what we're going to do now is we're going to assemble all the parts that go on the turbo to put it together, to put it on the tractor. I've got to take a bunch of parts off my tractor, and we'll kind of go from there next. All right, so here's the exhaust side of the engine. This is the side that the turbo is going to ultimately mount to. I know I've got to do some disassembly work here on this side first. Basically, I got to pull off this guy, down tube, this guard. So basically, I got to take out these bolts, these 4 bolts, take this guy off, and remove this stuff. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, get that part started, and I'll hook back up with you guys in a little bit. Okay, here we have the guard removed, the downpipe removed, the muffler removed. Gaskets are still in place from John Deere. Make a little bit of a shout out to John Deere here. I'm pretty good at ragging on them lately, so I'll give them a shout out. The hardware is really good on this stuff. I mean, 1/2 inch is 1/2 inch. These are all 1/2 inch nuts. These are studs. None of them spun. They all came free. I mean, you got to put a little bit of effort into it, but anybody who's worked on like a bigger diesel engine knows the struggle that the heat goes through these fasteners, and it just locks them in. So this thing is, they use good quality hardware. These came right off, no problem. I'm gonna check Kevin's video, but I think it's time we move over to the bench. I know we got to take this off and this off, but I think I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna follow his instructions as close to the letter as I can, because I think he did a great job in the video. So I checked his video, have it up on the screen. Jack's really into this install. He's being a good boy. He's always a good boy. He said to take off the intake tube out of the air cleaner while we had access, and I'm like, you know what, that makes sense, I'll do it. I don't like, you know, leaving, I plugged up my intake. I just don't want to take the chance of anything falling in. I took out these fasteners for the diaphragm. That's all that is literally a diaphragm that seals it up. I'm just leaving it laying there, just off chance something falls in there. So we're just gonna plug up this exhaust as well, just to make sure nothing falls in there. Nut, bolt, whatever. That would suck. Fall into a valve, my luck. Anyway, over to the bench now. I'm pretty sure that's where he's got us going to next. Okay, we're set up here on the bench. We got everything unpackaged. Exhaust flange, pedestal, oil inlet, gaskets, all the hardware. You've got I believe this is 13 millimeter for banjo bolt. 8 millimeter for the, I'm thinking pedestal mount, not sure. No, yeah, pedestal mount. You've got, what is this, 5 millimeter for the exhaust flange bolts. I believe they're also for these guys up here. No idea what that's for yet, but I'll figure it out. Then you have a 3mm, and these are for the crankcase vent, this guy right here, to reattach that. So there's a point in Kevin's install video that he talks about putting in a banjo bolt, and it's different on the kit that I received, which appears to be an improvement, not like a problem or anything, but it tripped me up for a second, so I thought I'd just quickly show what I'm talking about. So this is Kevin's video.
Now, I've got it like this. I'm going to go ahead and put this banjo bolt on as well, just because it's easy to do. And I want to put it together, so what you have is you have a crush washer above and below the banjo portion, and then you have this bolt. Now, this happens to be a stainless steel bolt. In the future, you may have an aluminum version. I mentioned it would be the hose end, and all those hose ends are aluminum. So if you have the aluminum version, definitely treat it gingerly, because aluminum is just not as tough. And so with the stainless steel, we don't have to worry about it. It's pretty easy to go ahead and crush those down. I'm not actually going to make it too tight. I'm just going to put it on here.
Okay, so I bring it up because in the kit that I have, I still have the bolt that goes through the banjo fitting, but instead of there being a fitting, he's got it pre-mounted onto the hose already. So what I'm going to do is basically put the bolt through the hose, so you'll have a hose on there already. Just took me for a minute to figure out what was going on. I thought I was missing the bolt, but it wasn't. Alright, here we are, guys. Got the kit fully installed. Got the little turbski in there. All the piping's done. Come over here to the cold side. My install is a little bit different than the way Kevin showed it. Alright, so here we have the cold side. Little bit different how mine works. I mean, his oil line is the same. Didn't have to cut it. The length was perfect. The oil feed line, that's right over here. That's run up. Did not have to cut that. That's absolutely perfect. The only thing different is the crankcase ventilating tube. I did not elect to go into the intake. I don't want that stuff running back through the turbo. So I'm running it into a catch can right here. Just a catch can I ordered off Amazon. Nothing special. There's filter media in here. I'll change the can out when it gets full, and then the air just vents out down here. Really nothing tricky here. Getting this this tamper-proof you know, switch off here or cover, this was kind of a pain. I ended up taking a Dremel and just cutting it and then prying it off. That's for in here when you're making your fuel adjustments to that guy right here. Right here, this guy. Again, I didn't really show any of that install because Kevin's video is really quite well done. The only difference that I ran into was that banjo fitting that, you know, I showed you for the oil inlet into the turbo. You know, he just changed the hose and had part of it right on the end of the hose already for you, eliminating a connection, which was super nice. Have not started this thing yet, so let's give that a shot. Hopefully we don't have any leaks or any problems, but we'll give her a shot. pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It, I mean, I don't have a heat cycle or anything to it, but everything looks pretty good. I don't see any leaks anywhere. Turbo's definitely going to town there. I've got a pretty good slope on the oil return line, which is right here. That's why he doesn't, I don't know if you're able to see it, but it doesn't go uphill. This line is where the oil is returning down and goes right into this feed, which is basically the second part of you've got this engine. You'll see the second cap here. Primary is up there. You fill it up top there, but he gives you a different cap to replace it that you just go right in there. So nice. Overall, from start to finish, it's hard to say. I got a lot of it done and then had to take a break. It was cookie decorating day. We decorated, I don't know how many cookies. I'll get the count when I go inside, but my wife makes some gingerbread boys. Actually, they're molasses cookies or whatever. We call them gingerbread boys. It's my grandma's recipe. Been making them for, I don't know, over 25 years. We didn't make them last year, and my kids went nuts. They were just so upset. But they help us make them every year, and it's just really hard. We're talking like, you know, I don't know, 18 dozen cookies, maybe more. I mean, it's a lot of cookies. And anyway, we took a break. The kids came home this year and helped us decorate cookies and make them. So I was in there helping them with that. Changed my clothes and got cleaned up and did that. But now I just wanted to come out and do the startup for you. Don't have any snow yet to really test out, but it sounds throatier. It sounds like it's gonna have a little bit more power. And I'll definitely give more details to come. So overall, I'd say the install went super nice. No complaints here at all. And looking forward to trying it out. Thanks again for watching my videos. If you like them, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Really means a lot to me. Gives me the incentive to keep going and make content. Not just for me, but your other little YouTube content creators that you watch. Give them a shout out. Tell them thanks. You enjoyed the video, whatever. It really gives them the incentive to keep going. So I'll keep you informed on this turbo kit, how it performs in future videos. Thank you. And if I don't get to wish everybody a Merry Christmas before, hopefully I do. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks. Just wanted to say thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.